Hello, hello, my great role-playing tribe. Welcome to another chapter of El Sótano del Brujo, or in English that would be like the Warlock's Basement. Uh, Today, I want to be, I want to explore a certain concept, okay? A concept that I recently read in a Reddit subthread in the DCC RPG subforum, okay? And it was something that for me was wow. It was a phrase. It was like this perfect, this how can I put it in English? This extremely correct phrase. And you're going to tell me, okay, Jorge, but what phrase was that? And I'm going to say, please. First, I'm going to give credit to the original creator, okay, of the phrase, which was Spartan775. I even replied to him and I told him, man, I'm going to blatantly steal this phrase from you. And which phrase was that? This simple phrase. And the phrase says, DCC is an ethos. Okay? DCC is an ethos, not a rule system, not a complicated set of rules and books about how to play. No, 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 no. No, my friend. DCC is an ethos. And you will say, okay, yeah, that's a cool phrase or whatever, man. No. And I want to talk to you about why this particular phrase resonated with me. Okay? I don't know how to put it plainly in words. Even in Spanish, for me, is a bit kind of hard to materialize, the weight of this particular phrase, no? Because I'm the kind of guy, I have been at this like for a quarter of a century, I have almost like 25 years playing, okay? And even today, I I find I find certain concepts regarding role playing hard to define. Okay? And this is something that I said in my Spanish video. You can look into it, but I'm going to say it here again in English so you don't have to look at that. And I say that one of the things that has kept me playing for so long, and here in Latin America to boot, okay, being a bit hard to play here down here instead of the United States. I don't know. From what I have seen, it's much easier to play there. More people to play. But here in Latin America, it has always been a bit difficult. But even with all those difficulties, I always end up playing, and I always end up buying RPG material. I always keep dreaming. I always keep trying to produce things related to RPGs. And that is why this particular phrase that I read in Reddit, that I totally loved it. I stole it from this guy, in a jest, because it's a particular catchy phrase for me. It's because when you play, for me, okay, I'm talking just about me. I don't know about anybody else. When you play role-playing games, you practically, it's like, like you grab from the void, some kind of energy, okay? And then you make this energy into something that, despite not being tangible, not being completely physical, you create something out of it, And this is why I love this phrase, because it kind of encapsulates one of the many things that I find completely attractive about playing role-playing games, especially at my age. I've been here for so long, and even today I still love introducing people to the game. Is that's that very simple act, of grabbing stuff, grabbing this magical energy. If we want to be like we want to be a bit like to role play a bit, this kind of energy from the void, and then just making it real by grabbing a bunch of people and having all of these people that are your players and you as the dungeon master, or the storyteller, the judge. There are many labels for the guy that directs the game, and making this energy something tangible, not only for you, for the people that are playing with you. That's that that has always been magical for me. Okay, that's that has always been something wonderful, you know. And I decided to make this video in Spanish, and I said, why not? I'm going to make it in English because I want to portray this feeling, this particular feeling that I have when I play, and why this particular phrase is for me so good. It's so perfect, you know, because one of the many things that I like about DCC, you know, is that when you try to compare it to more modern games, okay, uh, DCC is so simple. Simple. This is when you look at it, and if you have played before, you will see that this is a very simple rule set. Okay, but they always try to portray how important it is for you as a judge, or for you if you are just a player, how important it is that you do not cheat the spirit of the game, the magic of this particular game, which is to only trust dice, to only trust your rolls, and that's it. That's it. You roll three d6s, and the first 3d6 that you roll that's your strength, and that's it. There's no other recourse, man. If you roll a 3, that's it. That's your strength. Your strength is going to be 3. Okay, you are barely able to walk, and that's especially because I have to translate, because but I don't know if you guys are going to understand what I'm trying to get at here in the video. When you try to live, but not live, no, when you try to live your role-playing experience in a way that tries to stay rooted or completely based on the original spirit of the game, of what was the original vision by Dave Arneson and Gary Gigas. Okay, when you try to play in the way that was meant to be played, the game, the way that the original way where you were like this dude, this particular dude that had this player that had this particular set of attributes, okay, and it was simple. It was a simple character, and you do not try to tailor this particular character by, I don't know, by rolling a special extra dice, or by using a system that lets you start at once, like being a special class. And oh wow, this is extremely hard in English for me to translate, because what I'm trying to explain here, and I'm being particularly emphatic on this, is that one of the beauties of DCC is how random it is, And I know that a lot of people hate randomness. And I know that a lot of people just want to make their character, their level 1 character, and they want to be this particular class. And they already have like this road in their minds of how their character is going to level. And they have all of these feats or skills or particular weapons. And they have all of these, all of these trappings on their particular character. Okay, and they have all of these ideas about how the particular character is going to be, okay, and then they begin to pour all of their psychic energy into this particular character, and how it has to be, and how it has to play, and how it has to role play, and how it's going to interact with other people. And this particular character is like this, when you begin to do that, personally, of course, and I'm not trying to offend here anybody, I think that when you do this in this particular way, you're missing part, I believe, and of course this is my personal opinion. I believe you're missing sort of the rugged simplicity and at the same time the astounding effort that is going to be that will be grabbing like this zero level guy, okay, that can only roll the basic 3d6, okay, for attributes in sequence, okay, that is going to have extremely crap attributes because RNG, okay, and having this particular guy survive not only the funnel, okay, the level 0 funnel, but it's going to become a level 1 guy. That simple act, I think that brings like back the magic, back the original feeling of what Appendix N and all of the vintage on OSR games try to bring, okay? That is, and this, I believe this is like, and pardon my English, I believe that this is like a core component of how you are going to live like this particular alternate character epic journey, okay, which is so completely different from most modern RPGs, and I'm not saying that modern RPGs are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm only saying that, and I know that people that enjoy DCC are going to understand this. There's like this particular pleasure, that relies on characters that are going to be complete slaves to destiny, okay? These sets of characters that can die no matter their level if they just, get bad rolls. And it can be so unfair. I know people that, oh my God, no, natural one, why? And I say, let it go, man. It's okay. That's not you, And why I'm, and you're going to say, oh my God, this guy is drunk. I don't know, he's on something. No. What I'm trying to convey with all of these weird ideas, and which are honestly for me better to express in Spanish, but I'm trying my best to convey them in English, is that there's a particular pleasure, okay, in having a character that is completely tied to the whims of randomness, okay? And this is something that I was telling in my Spanish video, which I want to say here too, that sometimes players forget how particularly special a level 0 character that makes all of the funnel, survives the funnel, and then ends up being level 1, okay? Statistically, that's amazing. And now, after a series of adventures, this guy levels to level 2. And I believe that there's a certain scale of epicness that we have, I don't know why, but that I have seen personally, that seems to be warped and completely out of place right now, where you have to be, I don't know, like a living demigod shooting rays of disintegration, and that you can alter reality, and well, I don't know, people enjoy that, I know that. But personally, from my side, especially from my table, and the way I do things when I play, I think that kind of goes off the track, off the rails, of the original vision of what role-playing games were for me. And of course, I grew up reading Michael Moorcock, reading all of these particular anti-hero stories, and how characters that seem to be essential just died in the most completely foolish ways, or completely unfair ways. And this reminds me how, for example, for me, how it resonated with me emotionally, a player that was in one of my sessions, and he had this guy, this particular enchantress, and it was an enchantress that had, due to the flux of randomness, she had 17 points in luck, okay, but she had 4 strength, 4 points in strength, okay, so she could barely walk, okay, but this she had only 2 hit points at level 0, and how this particular character, managed to survive the funnel, okay, managed then to survive several adventures, and ended up so close to being level 2, and then a couple of weeks ago she just died. She died in the most completely stupid way. She failed all of her this character, this wizard, failed all of her saving throws, failed the luck check. I mean, she had 17 points of luck, and when you do the rollover, when combat ends, okay, when the characters that are alive try to do the roll to roll the body over to see if the character is alive, and then you do the luck check, and she had 17 points of luck. You have to, no, she failed the luck. and for me, it was like that was a moment where I completely like glued this DCC and Ethos phrase, and I glued it to this particular moment in my campaign, okay. And this enchantress, she had some of the best adventures, and she had so many close calls, with only 4 points of strength. She can't even barely hit anybody. I mean, this wizard wasn't even able to carry her own familiar. Okay, no, it was too heavy. She had to go in a simple robe and walk around with a stick, and she died in the most completely unfair ways. And I think I'm still crying that character as a judge than the original owner, which was a player. And on why I'm still remembering her, this particular character, and why I'm telling you about this in a video, and you say, oh my god, this guy speaks so much, what's he trying to be shorter? No. One of the things that I'm trying to convey here is that in the same way that this is an ethos, in the same way that DCC is completely based on randomness, in the same way that DCC tries to keep like a certain line of thinking, like a certain way of playing, where the whole gist or the whole the core of how you or the game was designed was about surviving. How hard it is, for example, we even have a table at the end that says a character that is level 1 is so rare that he's one amongst these many thousands of people. A level 2 among these, and a level 10 character is going to be like 1 in a million, once in a lifetime. And I believe that modern games, and this is completely, and this is why I'm giving circles about this, and because this is completely unscripted, I'm just talking to you and trying to share with you some of my thoughts. This is why I completely love this game. I love it. I'm completely crazy about it. I'm completely crazy about this game. And why? Why? Because it is simple. It is so simple. For starters, every time people want to play it, especially when they're level 0 or level 1. So you say, but what do I have to do? Especially because in my local store, most of the players that I have gotten are people that only play Magic. I'm the annoying guy that say, come on, play. Come here to my table, play. This is an open table. Okay? Because I'm doing the world tours, and I speak to them and I tell them, come play. No, because I'm not a gamer. I only like to play Magic. It's okay, man. Come on, hop in. But I don't know. Come on. I'm that kind of person, and they usually end up, not only enjoying, because enjoying the adventure, but wondering a bit about role-playing games. Okay, because they mostly have heard about the older role-playing games, and no, come on, play here, come play DCC with me. Come on. I know you're going to join. Come on. I'm even going to give you free stuff. That's a cheap ploy, but it kind of works. I love the World Tour rewards. And I tell them, come play. And then they usually completely beginners to the game. They always say, okay, but what can I do? And I only tell them, you know what? This is an extremely simple game. I'm going to give you a set of characters, okay? And you tell me, Jorge or Brujo, can I do this? And I'm going to say, you can do everything you want. Just roll a d20, okay? Just roll a d20. And I will tell you if it happens, if it is going to happen. That's all. Even when sometimes checks call for only d10s on train skills, I make them roll a d20 and make the d20 a d10. Okay, and I tell them, oh yeah, that works or not. That's a tip that I'm going to give you, so to not confuse newbie players, Especially when, for example, a level 0 character tries to do a train skill check, the rules say, roll a d10. And I say, what I do is just keep rolling a d20 and just half the result, okay? It's very simple. I don't have to explain to them that they have to roll a different game. I just say, just roll a d20. And in a sense, that's all you have to do here. Just roll a d20. Roll a d20 for initiative, roll a d20 to see if you hit. You roll a d20 to see if you know anything about that. Just roll a d20. Hey, you are going to be hit by a spell, you are going to fall, you roll a d20. And that's how simple this game is, how simple I make it to my players. But at the same time, being so simple is one of its key aspects. And this is, again, I'm going to tell you why I love this game and why I believe that DCC is an ethos. Because I believe that DCC is like the best groundwork, the best foundation to introduce people to some of the primal concepts of role playing. Like you get like these 4 random characters. I completely usually on my World Tour sessions I usually use the Purple Sorcerer level 0 character generator. I just print them, cut them, and then just give them, okay, these are your 4 characters. Just choose, like if it was a deck of cards. They're completely random, and when they survive and when they smile and when they begin, you can see that on my adventure videos here in Panama. You can see that a lot of people smile, and when I see that they are smiling and when I see that they are completely having fun, and I know I'm doing my job, because I completely believe that DCC is an ethos, it's a way of thinking, okay, and I'm completely in love with it. I'm going to be, you're going to be, no, but you have to play this particular series, you have to play the, okay, that's good. For me, this has been the best role-playing system for me. Especially because I can always say, just roll a d20, man. Just roll it. That's all. Just roll it. I don't know what to do, just roll a d20. That's all I say, just roll it. And the game flows. The game actually flows. Okay? And I made this video just to speak with you a bit, okay? Just that you know a bit more about me, about how I play. This is completely unscripted, and I'm practically translating and trying to, I'm completely chaotic in that way. You can see most of my works tends toward chaos. I made this particular prayer book of chaos, and chaos. When I made a much simpler work, which was my spell chaos, because I'm completely chaotic in that, and that's one of the many things that I like also about the game. That it revives the old cosmic, the cosmic chess play of law versus chaos, and in the middle is the balance or neutrality, and all of these aspects are neither wholly good nor wholly evil. Okay, which is something that I believe complicated matters in other role-playing games. I believe it's so simple yet so extremely powerful to convey certain things, and the ethos part, it's like you have to be like in a specific mindset to enjoy it. to be completely free of all of the trappings of modern role-playing games, okay? And I know that a lot of people are going to say, no, George, no, you are completely wrong. You talk too much. In Spanish, you say tú hablas mucha paja. That's like you talk too much. Yeah. But what I'm doing here is, like opening myself and telling you why I like this and why this particular phrase that I read on Reddit was so mind-opening for me, because that's what I have been doing for the past 24 years. Trying to have like this particular ethos, and now DCC like fits the bill completely, because, like I said before, it's simple. It has a lot of pros and cons, but the fact that it's so raw. I heard someone once say that the DCC rule set was extremely simple yet extremely complicated because they got confused by a lot of the critical tables, and it was like, what? No. You probably had a not properly prepared judge, perhaps, but it's extremely simple. And that's not what I'm trying to talk about. I'm trying to talk about this particular entity. This is why I was talking earlier about grabbing things from the void and making them like with a magical or chemical or psychical process, like making them real. And this is one of the many things that I like, especially at my age, when I have tried so many role-playing systems. I'm not going to say that I have tried them all, of course. That's impossible. There are so many. But I have tried some of the most popular ones, okay? And for me, I always end up relying on DCC. Ever since I discovered it about around 2015, because during that time I think I was trying to enjoy a 4th edition, trying to see how it was going to be 5th edition. And I was moving between systems, and then I discovered this one, and I have been completely hooked with it because of that particular ethos. Because DCC always tries to portray that you are completely tied to the whims of fate, to the whims of randomness. And again, I know that there are several groups of people that completely hate this. And also because your character is special, not because you created this particular set of skill sets, of weapon types, of feats, of prestige classes. No. You are special just because you have survived. I don't know. I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. I don't know if that is because I'm from Latin America, where in a sense we kind of live DCC daily, where you have to practically survive. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say like a sad story, okay? But I'm going to be honest. I had to flee my country. I had to move here into Panama due to political instability. I have a lot of horror stories to tell, but for me that DCC kind of in a sense reflects life down here, that no matter what you do or how much you try to plan, or you in a sense are kind of tied to fate, okay? You're kind of tied to the roll of the die, okay, of the dice, and I kind of enjoy that, because I can enjoy it. I can see the beauty of it, okay? I can see how somebody that just one day tried to simply grab a pitchfork and go battle something, and not necessarily because of good intentions, but perhaps because he just was bored or he just wanted money. And then all of a sudden he survives like a massacre of people, and then ends up being a level 1 character. I mean, there's a certain magic to it, okay? There's a certain way of thinking to it that you can enjoy, okay? And the way I'm talking about other role-playing games that let you like create a character from level 1, I'm not saying that they're incorrect. I'm not saying they're wrong. I know a lot of people play that. I have played that. I enjoy that. But this like a crudeness, this uncertainty, there's like a morbid appeal to it. There's like a particular how can I say it? There's this particular like sadistic pleasure. If I'm going to be completely candid and honest with you guys, and I love it. I love it. That's why I also, in all my games, I try to give chaos more power over law. Eventually, I have that particular flaw, and I also mentioned, like in Reddit a couple days ago, that I don't know why, because of me or because I play in Latin America, but most of my players, almost all of my players, end up being chaotic. Okay, it's and the way people play chaotic down here, and that's a particular insight that I have gotten right now. The way chaotic people, the chaotic alignment characters play here down here it's a bit different from what I have heard from people that play in other parts, because it seems that people from other countries play chaotic characters in a way that they have fun, and they want to, yeah, no. And down here, from what I have gathered, most of the people that play chaotic are just people that are tired of the rules, you know, tired of the rules, tired of being told what to do. And it's a particularly different kind of chaotic, okay? And that's an aspect that I haven't even thought about it when I began this video. It's completely inside right now. Of course, you are free to disagree with me. I'm not saying that what I have is the truth. Oh my God, for Latin America, and this is what I know. No. What I'm trying to convey is some of the things of why I like DCC, or why this particular phrase, which is the title of the video, it resonated with me. Okay, because in a sense, I believe that people enjoy certain RPGs due to their own personal experiences in life. Okay, and I believe that DCC not only captures like the original feeling of being completely tied to fate, but in a sense, it's kind of real, you know. Only the roll of the dice is the only thing that will save you, because even if you are a powerful wizard, you're going to roll eventually a 1. That's just sheer statistic. Okay? You're going to roll a 1, and there's going to be a point where you are no longer going to have enough luck to avoid corruption. You are no longer going to have enough luck to avoid certain mishaps. Okay? That the life of being an adventurer is going to throw at you. Okay? So I wanted to be candid to talk to you. Honestly, I began with a certain topic, and I hope you guys understand me. Okay, I rarely talk in English down here, but I make a lot of videos in Spanish. But I also want to share with you guys, because I know that I think it's also fun to see how people play in other countries and why they play the way they do. And I'm going to be honest, most of my feedback has always been from people that play in Europe, in North America, and it's sometimes so different, yet at the same time it's practically the same. Okay, like I was saying in my earlier video, but it's always fun. It's always fun to share, because I believe that role-playing games in Latin America have always been like a bit not very well represented, I see so many channels of people that play, and they're mostly from the USA or from Europe, and there are certain concepts that sometimes they are hard to get. Not because I cannot logically understand it. Of course, I can logically understand what they're trying to convey, but there are certain things that usually don't resonate with the same weight. Okay, for example, usually certain, just to give you an example, down here in Latin America, there are certain names. I think this is more than Latin America. It's mostly a thing about language. There are certain names for certain deities and gods and godlings that usually they do not sound so well. They actually count extremely silly, and sometimes playing bad. I don't know how to, and that's just the most simple difference. But at the same time, it's just a bunch of people that gather around, and like I said, the dungeon master just grabs all of this energy from the void and then coalesces it into the place, and then the place begin to give feedback, not only to the judge, but to this particular energy, and then everybody goes at the end of the adventure to their own homes, and they have like this new memory of something that actually never happened, and this is something that I find magical. Magical. Not in the sense that, oh my God, I'm going to summon something, I'm going to invoke it. No. It's magical in the fact that you create something out of nothing. And this is the same message that I gave in my Spanish video, because to all of you that are role players, to all of you that have endured my accented English, I want to tell you that if you are watching this and you have understood all of this and you are playing and you like to play, even if it's not DCC, okay, I believe that all of us have something magical. I know that might be the wrong word, okay, but for me it's magical, because that's one of the many things. That's practically what I enjoy about role-playing games, and I'm never going to tire. I think I've said this already several times. There's something particularly magical about grabbing things from the void. It's just a figure of speech, just like making an idea, giving energy to that idea, and then conveying that idea, sharing that idea with other people, and then that other people grab that idea and then add to it, okay, and then this grows into an adventure, into a set of shared memories with other people, okay, and these are memories. A lot of people can say, oh, these are fake memories, it's just a game, okay, not everybody, but I believe that some of us, okay, can see like not only the beauty of it, but the power, the personal empowerment notion of that, to create something. Even if it's a story, like I was telling my Spanish-speaking people, for me, role-playing games has always been like a bit like this particular archetypical image of people surrounding like a fire, in the night, and sharing stories, okay, and this gives us like a particular bond with other people, even if you are never going to see your players after that particular adventure. You create for a certain particular time, for a certain particular point in time and space, you're going to create a bond with these people, and that's nurturing. That's something that for me is important. I talk about this because I'm a psychologist, not in a way that I'm not a psychologist that I'm not saying this because, oh my God, he's a psychologist. No. I'm telling this because I'm a psychologist, because that's another of my passions besides role-playing games. For me, that's important. That generating that particular bond with people, even if it's extremely small, because in a sense it helps us remain human, remain people. And I usually do not talk about this, but I created this channel, and I hope that you enjoy what I'm saying. If not, it's okay. You can always say stop and say dislike, and that's it. You no longer have to watch me. But I always say to my friends, there are a lot of things that I cannot discuss with people regularly. I'm not going to grab, I don't know, to tell my sister or my family or a random guy in the street and begin talking about this. I mean, like, hey, you know what? I think that there exists magic when you create something out of the void, and then you create people and adventures. People are going to say, oh my God, who's this guy? But trying to share this with you, perhaps some of the ideas that I have can perhaps kindle more ideas into your own head, and perhaps give you something else to do. in regards to role-playing games. Okay, I'm not. This is not like oh, must stay positive and coaching. No, 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 no. Coaching. No, no, no. This is more like talking about RPGs and what I think about them. And after all of these years playing it, it's for me it's kind of therapeutic talking about it. All of the things that I feel when I play and sharing with you, because I know that this is a video that is only going to be watched by other people that play role-playing games. Okay. And I know that deep down you're going to understand me. I hope so. And well, that's more or less what I wanted to do in this video, to talk with you candidly, openly, and so that you can perhaps give more fuel to some of these ideas regarding role-playing games. I know that a lot of people love to like dissect role-playing games, and that's not what I'm trying to portray. No. It's more like talking about things that we like, and perhaps finding somebody that will agree or disagree. That's okay. We all have different ideas about how things should be, and that's positive. Usually, you usually learn more with people that disagree with you than with people that completely agree with you. No. And well, I just wanted to share this and why this particular phrase. It's like, oh my God, that's in Spanish. The phrase is a bit more complex because there's no literal translation to ethos. Okay, in ethos, you can say ethos in English and people will understand. But if I say, oh my, if I say in Spanish, oh, DCC es un ethos, people will say, what? What are you talking about, man? In DCC, when you say DCC is an ethos in Spanish, it roughly translates to DCC is a way of thinking, which is the same, but it kind of changes a bit of the concept, but it's the same concept. And when you say that down here, it can sound like a bit out of place. I tried. Trust me. That's why I decided to make this video. I'm talking to some of my friends. This is like a way of thinking, and people people just stare at me and say, "Oh wow, yeah, okay, good for you, man." So that's why I decided to share this with you all, and well, that's it. Just wanted to be more in tune with some of my English speaking viewers. And of course, if you like this video, please subscribe, please give it a like, and if you have any kind of topic that you want to discuss, please write back to me. I'm usually very active in the DCC RPG subforum in Reddit, also very active here in my own channel. And if you want to say anything, even if it's just hi, do it. As you can see, I love to talk. I love to share, because I believe that one of the many things that differentiate that makes role players like this great role playing tribe in my mind is that we all love to share. We all love to show others what we have created. Because I think that's a constant everywhere, no matter where you are in the world. That all role playing gamers, they like to share. They like to show you like their latest drawing, their latest idea for an adventure, their latest insight into a new RPG system, And we love to share. And I believe that language and culture usually it's like a barrier. So I'm trying to reach out a bit to you. That you live like across the pond or perhaps over in the north, and. I'm an open channel here. If you want to talk to me about anything, please do. So love to share. And I would love to hear about you too. And that's it. Hope you have an extremely good day or a good night, wherever you are. And remember, click like and subscribe. Bye.